Hello. I always wait a few seconds before saying anything because YouTube always cuts the very start of lives off. So I always wait. So there's always a little bit of an awkward silence where I'm not sure if anyone actually sees, but if they do, it's just me staring at the camera like a little bit of a strange person. Anyway, this live is basically what I'm currently working on. So I'm going on holiday on Sunday. It's crazy. Hello from the US. Hello, Lisa. Hi, Pauline. Hello. So it's a bit of an impromptu live. There was no warning, as is often the case with my lives. Hello, Jackie. I just kind of go with the flow, especially in the 6 weeks holiday. I'm hoping to get a little bit more of a timetable nailed down when the kids go back to school. The kids are not here today. They have gone with my mum. She's put them to hard graft. She's bringing them back tomorrow. That's all I need to know. So I've got a window. I've got a window of quiet. I've got a window where I can try and get as much physically done as I can because I really want to finish this commission off before I go. Hello from Australia. Crikey, we've got some people from all over the globe. So looks like a good time to go live. I don't even know what time it is here. Don't even know what time. Oh, it's 1. There's a clock. Oh no, yeah, no, that's not the time. That's how long I've been live. Okay. Anyway, I haven't got a mic on. I'm sure I didn't sell them on eBay. Or did I? I don't know what time it is in the UK. I'm at the time where I was kind of getting some work done on this. Hello from Israel. Goodness, we've got Australia, America, UK, Israel. Oh, it's 2:20. Okay. Seems like a good time to go live. Seems like we're hitting people from all over the globe. So if you are new here, because I've had quite a big flurry of followers recently in the last kind of week or so. So if you're new here, my name is Connie. I am a furniture painter. This is my YouTube channel. I paint every week. Every week there's a new video with a makeover, and I also go live basically for the banter, because I love the bants. I love a bit of banter. So don't be quiet, don't be shy, make sure you drop a comment or whatever. And if you're watching on the replay, obviously drop the comments as well, because I always come back to them after the video has been published. So this is my YouTube channel. I am a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint. So all of the products that you see me use are Dixie Belle products. You can find those at a Dixie Belle retailer. So if you go onto the Dixie Belle website, find your local retailer. There are retailers all over the world, but not everywhere. And for that reason, Dixie Belle's website allows you to purchase products and have them delivered globally, which is pretty cool. So if you are watching from somewhere that doesn't have a local retailer, or you can't get a local retailer, you can buy them online. I'd love a second career in comedy. I'd love it. I just don't quite think I'm funny enough. And thank you for the 50k followers over on Instagram. Not entirely sure what happened, because this time last year when I was on holiday, I remember being actually on holiday and doing a weird little like happy dance thing because I'd hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. So between now and this time last year, almost exactly a year, I have gained 40,000 followers. I don't know why people want to see me paint. I find it strange. I'm not saying you're strange, but I just find it still a little bit strange. Hopefully the kids have a tussle again. No, don't wish that on me. Don't wish that on me. I think I developed a little bit of an eye twitch that day when that happened. I was sort of a bit like that when it all kicked off. Nancy kicked me in the face. I was like that. Oh, I'm live. Needless to say, I might have had a drink that night. And there was a few warnings. Yes, I remember when I first used to join Instagram to help me with my numbers as well. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Bizarre. It is a bit bizarre. So yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, kids. Kids aren't here. Kids are not. They're not even in the same village. They're not in this. Not in the property. They're not even in the same village. They've gone to my mum's, and she's making them graft because I can't handle the excitement anymore. I can't. We're due to go away on Sunday, and it's got too much for us all. We're all a little bit excited. So yeah, I'm trying to get this commission finished anyway. So if you have followed my channel for a while, you may possibly recognise something similar that I did a few weeks ago. These pieces are really unusual, so it's like in a step shape. Obviously, you can see that. It basically caught the eye of quite a lot of people. It sold way quicker than I thought it would sell. And I had the lady that bought it asked me if I could find another one. Well, they're as rare as hen's teeth. Is your third one of those? Is this your third one of those? No, this is just the second. This is the second. This is the second. So I'm explaining the story, Jackie. Just wait. So the lady that bought the first one off of my Etsy store messaged me, said she absolutely loved it. She would like another one. So I obviously took to my usual places of buying secondhand furniture, which is eBay and Facebook Marketplace mainly, and found this. There is a funny story. I don't know if you'll want to hear it. I'm going to start painting while I tell it because it's typical. Oh no, that's the wrong colour. So the last two colours I'm using are Mermaid Tail and the Gulf. So they're those two colours. And basically what's happened behind is I've layered up all the colours. I even had to go back to my YouTube video to check all the colours that I used because I forgot. But I've layered up all the colours in a very similar way to how I did it before. And yeah, it does look like one of the kids has been let loose with a bit of cobalt blue and some red. But that's how I did it. So I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting my own process here. And I am going to tell you the story. So anyway, I've layered up those colours. And now I'm going to go over the top with Mermaid Tail, which is one of the main colours that you could see on that piece. But I'm also going to add some water to it. So it's not going to be sort of as watery as a paint wash. It's just going to be a little bit kind of looser in its consistency than the paint straight out the tub, because number one, well, look at the state of that. Don't judge me. I'm not very good at keeping my tubs tidy, and if you don't seal your jars, obviously water evaporates from them and your paint goes a little bit thicker. So my paint has gone thick in the jar because I'm a bad person and I don't seal the lids properly, but also it's coming to the end of its, I mean, we're down here, so it's gone a bit gloopy. So I am just going to make it a little bit thinner on a paper plate that I've got down here. Look, down here. There's my trotters. There's the plate. So I'm just making it a little bit looser. Anyway, I'll go back to my story because it is fun. It's funny. It is funny. So what happened is, saves you using the sea spray. Exactly. So I did use sea spray in my original video, but I don't feel like I'm going to need to with this because it is a lot thicker in texture. So the customer who bought this off my Etsy store, the original one of these that I did on a YouTube video, sold really quickly, she contacted me and asked for another. So apparently she's got a lovely, gorgeous big house somewhere down south. I can't remember now. My courier said it's a gorgeous house. And he rang me after he delivered it. She was like, he said, oh, she wants another one. She said she's going to message you. And I was like, another? I'm never going to be able to find another one. Anyway, went on eBay and went on Facebook Marketplace. The first one I found was this. And I was like, oh, okay. So there are some about. I was quite surprised. And no one had bid on it. And the place that it was called, I put into Google Maps, because I'd never heard of it, never heard of the name of the place. Obviously, when you search on eBay, it tells you where the location is. It tells you where the item is, where you're searching. So I just Googled the name of that place. Now, I can't remember what that name was, otherwise I'd tell you. But I searched on Google for the name of this place. Google Maps said it was about 20 minutes, half an hour away in Derby. And I was like, mint. So we found one. No one's bid on it. And it's relatively local. So I've got my own van. I can go and pick these big pieces up and it's absolutely fine. I was thinking, this is a win-win. So I messaged the lady. I sent her a picture. I screenshot the image off of eBay. Sent her the picture. And I said, this is very similar. It's slightly smaller that way. Bit deeper. But the steps go the opposite way. So the other one, obviously the steps went that way. Highest point was at that side and then it went lower down here. And she said, I really want it where it's exactly the same kind of shape. So the high side would be on the right. Which is a shame because I can't really do much about that. So anyway, I kind of carried on looking and didn't get really very far with finding another one. Anyway, because I'm an addict and I have a problem with buying furniture, this one came up and it said 10 minutes left and no bids on it, or whatever eBay tells you to do when it tells you to like panic bid. And I was like, I need it in my life. Didn't need it in my life. I need it in my life. So thinking, oh, it's okay because it is only sort of half an hour away. It's fine. I bid on it, didn't I? And I won it, didn't I? So I won it. I won it. I also have a guy who lives in the next village over who is a courier and he delivers a few pieces for me and also sometimes collects pieces. So it just so happened that my van was off the road. I messaged the person that I bought it off and they said we'd really like it collecting as soon as possible because we're selling the house. We want it emptying. So I said, that's fine. It's not a problem. Like, my van's off the road, but I can get somebody to pick it up. Not a problem. Knowing that this guy that I use is local and hopefully with it being half an hour away, he wasn't going to charge me a massive amount. Anyway, he came back to me. I sent him the postcode, sent him the dimensions. I said, any chance you can pick this up? My van's off the road and it needs collecting ASAP because they're moving house. And he said, no problem, it'd be 40 quid. And I was thinking, 40 quid to go out of Derby, that's a bit steep. Bit steep, even for tight old me. But I thought, never mind, got the cabinet cheap, it's fine. Are you following so far? I'm so silly, I'm so stupid. This story is ridiculous. So anyway, he said, yep, it's not a problem. I can do it this week. I'm just waiting on confirmation of a route to Southampton. And I was thinking, isn't that down south? Isn't that like South Coast? And I'm like Derby's like that way and that way. I was thinking, why is he telling me about Southampton? I'm not interested. Anyway, came back and he said, yeah, all's good. I can collect it on so and so and so and so. I messaged the customer on eBay. And said, my courier can collect it on so and so and so and so. They said, absolutely fine, perfect, spot on. Everything was sorted out. Fast forward a few days, my guy with the van rocks up here, help him unload it. I said something about, he said, sorry I didn't get back to you sooner or something, but I was just waiting on that confirmation to Southampton. And I said, what are you on about Southampton? Why do you keep talking about Southampton? And he went, because that's where it was from. And I went, no, it wasn't. It was Derby. And he went, no, it was a Southampton postcode that you gave me. And he went, this is the right piece, isn't it? And I said, yeah. And he said, it was down south. It was on the south coast. And I went, it was definitely Derby because I Googled the name of the place. It was called da-da-da-da-da. I didn't Google the postcode. I Googled the name of the place. That was my error. Anyway, it turns out there's this name of this place. There's one in Derby and there's also one in Southampton. I bought the thing from Southampton, hadn't I? There's my story. I'm sorry if that was a letdown. That's me. So that's what happened. So that's why my customer was waiting back on confirmation of a Southampton run, because he was going that way. He could have picked this up. He wasn't, yeah. Talk about wires completely crossed. Why, yeah, bloody England, exactly. Stop calling two places the same name. Let's not do that. Surely there's enough places and words in the English. How far Southampton? It's kind of away, isn't it? Google. Someone's going to have to take to Google. I think it's about 4-hour drive. So 8 hours round trip. It might be a little bit less. I don't know. Someone Google Burton upon Trent to Southampton. Because I'm using my phone to stream this, so I can't. I did at the time, because this was a few weeks ago. At the time I did, and I was a bit like, £40 was actually a bargain. And I was thinking, oh, that's a bit expensive. Burton upon Trent to Southampton, yeah. £40. I missed that comment. £40. £40 was a ruddy bargain, actually. So if anybody needs any furniture to collecting from Southampton, I know a guy that'll do it for 40 quid for you. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, all came good in the end because I had a returning customer, saw it on my stories. She'd actually inquired about the original cabinet after it had sold. She's just bought, she's just moving house, in the process of moving house now. And, yeah, she'd seen it on my Instagram grid. Sent me a screenshot and said, have you still got this? I love it. And I was like, sorry it's sold. But I have got this. It's slightly different. It goes the other way. It's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit shorter that way. And she was like, do it. So I'm painting it in the same finish. She wants exactly the same colours. And that brings us to the current day. That was story time, brought to you by Faff Designs. There you go. There's the little story. So it's a very informal paint chat type thing today, because I'm just showing you kind of what I'm up to, really. The colours that I've used on the sort of layered up underneath this colour that I'm using now are you ready? Muscadine Wine, Plum Crazy and Barn Red, for that kind of, you can just see the little hints of red kind of peeking through. So that's the base, and I added all of those at the same time. So in sort of very kind of primary schoolish kind of way, kind of blocked them out in the sort of areas where I wanted some shading. I used the Muscadine Wine because it's got sort of brown undertones and it's quite deep. Then where I wanted a little bit more kind of red, sort of highlighty almost, I used the Barn Red, and then I kind of mixed in a little bit of the Plum Crazy as I went. If you want to see what I mean, because it was a kind of work in progress, the video is on my YouTube channel from a few weeks ago. The front cover of the video is one of these pieces. You can't miss it. So they're the three colours that I've layered as a sort of a base. Then I went in this very kind of, you can just see little bits of it still. That's Cobalt Blue. Awesome colour, such a good colour. And then over the top, I'm kind of layering this watered down version of Mermaid Tail, which is this one. And that Mermaid Tail layered over Cobalt Blue, that's absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. So I am kind of just going with the flow. I'm just spraying loads of water on to kind of get it to drip down. But what that obviously makes it do as well is it kind of makes the paint a little bit more transparent, so you can see the colours underneath it. So these pieces, this piece and the other piece that I did, the original piece, they rely quite heavily on lots of layers of paint being like built up over time. So I haven't recorded this for any kind of tutorial or anything because it's the same thing as I did before, so I didn't think there was really much point in doing another one. So I'm hoping I'll get the majority done before I go away, and then I might possibly wax it when I get back. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, because I've got a caravan to pack as well. So the other thing water does, aside from water the paint down, is you can see the brush that I'm using. This has got a step-by-step tutorial, Jackie. The other one is literally the same. It's exactly the same. So the other thing the water is doing, you can see the brush that I'm using. This is a premium chip brush from Dixie Belle. So the difference between, hang on. There we go. These are Dixie Belle synthetic brushes. Gorgeous, gorgeous, high quality synthetic brushes. These promote more smooth effect. So if you want a perfectly kind of smooth finish, if you want a really beautiful, perfect blend, think of really kind of soft, a soft kind of really soft blend. These brushes, there's absolutely loads of different shapes, sizes. That's flat large. This is a very popular brush. That's the mini, because it's got a small handle. It's very good for kind of putting in your hand like that. Obviously you're going to put it in your hand. It's a brush. You're not going to put it in your mouth, paint with your mouth, but you know what I mean. It's very, fits in your hand nice. What else have we got? We've got a little diddy round one. They come in all different shapes and sizes. I've only got a few here. And then natural bristle brushes. So I've got a few of those here. Quite a few of those here. This is a brand new one out. It's called Big Daddy. Because it is. It is a Big Daddy. Check that out. Speed painting with this bad boy. You can cover a piece in about 3.2 seconds. So all of these have got natural bristles. Natural bristles versus synthetic. So synthetic is going to get you smooth finishes, even though if you might be blending, you might be layering, it's still going to promote a smooth finish. If you are using natural bristle brushes, that's going to give you a more textured finish. You might see areas where you've got a few brush strokes. If you're using these with a thick consistency paint, if I hadn't watered this down, or if you're using sea spray, or if you're using terra clay paint with a natural bristle brush, that promotes that texture or those brush strokes. So I don't want to see brush strokes, but I don't want smooth, if that makes sense. So what you can do, let me see if I can bring you in a bit. Oh, I've got red paint all over the floor because I'm filming a little project for my YouTube channel for when I'm away, which involves Honky Tonk Red, which is a fabulous red. So where are we? Is that drawer? Yeah. So if you put some Mermaid Tail on, can you see it's quite brush strokey? So it's quite streaky. So what you can do is spray that with water, and it kind of disperses the brush strokes so that you still get some coverage of the mermaid tail, but you also get that kind of softness without it being streaky. And that's the kind of look that I'm going for, because when you spray the water, these layers underneath here, all these different colours, these are dry. So what I'm trying to do is just build up the kind of turquoisey colours over the top, but still see hints of those colours underneath. It's basically just faffing around until you get the right kind of look that you want. So you can see, yeah, I like the drippy look too. I've just done a piece that had kind of like drippy flowers on it. I don't know if you've seen, but yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's delicious. But yeah, a few drips. It kind of adds to that, like, that look, that bohemian kind of, like the paint is kind of aged and a bit kind of runny. This piece wasn't actually distressed in any way. I just built it up with lots and lots of paint washes so that you can see the colour underneath, and that kind of gives the effect of depth and age and all the rest of it. So you can see in some areas the blue, the turquoise, the mermaid tail that I'm using now is a lot heavier and solid than in other colours, in other areas. So this, for example, here, you can really see the mermaid tail on this side, and here it's more the cobalt blue, and then there's a little hint of the red underneath. That's more prominent, but that's kind of how it needs to be. That's kind of the look I'm going for, so that it isn't all consistent and even and flat, basically. We don't want flat. We don't want a flat colour, because that would defeat the object of building those layers up underneath. So it is one of those where the initial piece that I did, the original one of these, it was just kind of layering stuff up and hoping for the best. There's also, I forgot to add this, there's also tree frog green in here in some places. It's not very obvious, but tree frog green is, it's not to hand at the minute, it's over there on my shelf. Tree frog green is a properly zingy, bright green. So I did add some pops before the cobalt blue. I did add a few little bits of tree frog green, just because I did on the original. I don't want to tempt fate and leave it out, although it's not massively visible, but it might be the secret ingredient, you never know. If I don't use it, it might not look the same. So with finishes like this, and I did warn my customer, I did sort of say it's not going to be identical, because when you kind of do finishes like this, it's never going to look absolutely the same because of how you're layering all the colours up and everything. So I'm hoping it will be as physically similar as I can make it. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't really taught you much, I haven't really shown you much, but the next colour that I'm going to use over the top of this, and this is almost going to be used to sort of highlight areas, this is the Gulf. So they look quite similar. They're both bluey, greeny colours, which are always a delight to paint with. But this is darker, this is slightly paler. So this is going to be used in a very similar way. You're going to water it down a little bit, but I'm just going to use it in areas to kind of highlight. And again, that'll add a little bit of dimension, a little bit of depth. And that'll be pretty much it, aside from the wax, which I could wait till I get back and actually do that on a live, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, Jackie. Thanks for popping on. And I'm sure you'll message me about something that I've said that's pronounced wrong or something over the next week or so. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. So I'm taking a little break from lives for 2 weeks-ish because I'm going on holiday. So this is my last live on here for a couple of weeks. And I'm not going to be live on the Dixie Belle YouTube channel either, but I'll be about. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me over there, because I will probably be spamming my stories with holiday snaps and stuff of the kids fighting. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, as always, and make sure, if you don't already subscribe, make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.